Hey. Good morning. Good to see you guys on. Good morning. Good morning from Mississippi. Hello, Mississippi. I haven't been there in several years. Good morning. We are going to continue just our prophetic talk, probably just for this week. Then I'm going to move on to something else. I wanted to go over the different ways that God communicates in a little bit in detail. We've taught it before. We've done free webinars before for all those that are on our list. But I just wanted to go into this realm a little bit more. People are really infatuated with seeing and the seeing realm, with visions, with dreams, trying to get clarity around it, trying to see it. So before I go into it, I'm just going to give kind of the basics of the levels of the prophetic, and then go into that. So when we're talking about prophecy in general, you guys have heard me say it over and over. The actual word prophecy means foretelling or forthcoming. So not everybody who has a prophetic gift actually has the ability to foretell the future or has the ability to really pull the future into the present. If you have a prophetic gift, you're either going to operate in words of knowledge, words of wisdom, strong discernment, or in prophecy, which is the foretelling aspect. Now, within those four, you're going to be operating, the way God is going to be communicating with you is based on your personality, based on how you're wired, based on your assignment. The spirit of prophecy is the presence of the Holy Spirit in a particular atmosphere or in a particular church or in a particular region, which enables anybody to prophesy even if they don't have a prophetic gift. So when we're talking about the prophetic ministry, there are three levels. You have the spirit of prophecy, which is generally when the presence of God comes onto a place or into an arena and anybody's able to prophesy. At any point, anyone can do that. Our church, we really practice the spirit of prophecy because we're a prophetic house. So every Wednesday night, most Wednesday nights, we'll say, get up and prophesy to somebody. Even if you don't have a prophetic gift, because they're in an atmosphere that the prophetic is given permission to flow and there are prophetic people around, this makes it easier for even people without a prophetic gift to do it. Now, when we look at 2 Corinthians chapter 12, there are 9 spiritual gifts. So we're all going to have 2 or 3 that are the strongest. Some people simply are not able to prophesy, and that is okay. They may walk strongly in healing. They may walk strongly in interpretation of tongues, which is actually prophesying. They may walk strongly in faith. That doesn't mean anything, but we all should be able to hear from the Lord from time to time, and we should all, this is the lowest level, be able to have a word of exhortation. We should all be able to have a word of edification. We should all be able to have a word of comfort. That is part of being a Christian, all right? After that, there are some people with the prophetic gift. If you have a prophetic gift, then that means that God is speaking to you on a consistent basis, mainly about the people around you or about the church, and you are able to exhort, edify, or comfort people. And you do it at work, you may do it at school, but what's missing is what we've talked about that differentiates you from a prophet is the actual burden, is the actual assignment, it's the actual passion, and actually the process. There's a different process that prophets go through than people with prophetic gifts. People have been asking me, if you have a prophetic gift, can you come to the School of the Prophets that we're having in August? You can. It will help you grow. And most people that are prophets start in the area of having a gift. The Lord's not going to really manifest the fullness, or is not going to manifest the potency of the office on your life if you haven't mastered stewarding your actual gift. But as you're stewarding your actual gift, so the first couple words that I would receive is you're going to, you can speak into people's life. There's a prophetic gift on your life. So I grew in that and I mastered that. But as I was growing, I realized that I had a burden to teach people how to hear the voice of God. That should be one of the burdens of every prophet. Most people with a prophetic gift don't have that burden. I had a burden for people knowing what the true prophetic ministry looks like. It irks me and breaks my heart when people follow pseudo prophets or don't really understand what the prophetic is like. And not only that, but the the fivefold. Part of the office of a prophet is to help bring clarity to the fivefold, is to help bring, align with apostles and bring clear doctrine concerning how things function. So those are some of the differences that you're going to see. Now, we're in the area of the gift of prophecy. You're going to either hear from the Lord, you're either going to see, you're either going to sense, you're either going to taste or feel. There are 5 senses. And for those that are registered for the school, we're going to go through all of these. We're going to activate you guys through all of these, and you register on my website. But today I want to talk a little bit about dreams and visions. And then we'll hit the other senses when I periscope later this week. And then we'll go from there. I will not be interpreting your dreams. Okay. Just know that. I may give you clarity on a symbol or a number or a color, but I will not be interpreting dreams on this periscope. So, the seeing realm, just because you dream and just because you have visions from time to time, let me start with this. Do you have a list of classes that I can take to help me grow my gifts? Yes, if you go to my website, AskDrFaith.com, under products, there are all my courses there in those areas. Just because you see, just because you have visions and you have dreams, does not make you a seer, all right? Let me start there. It doesn't make you a seer. It just makes you someone who sees, okay? So when we're talking about the realm of seeing, when we're talking about visions, the person is awake. The person is able to look around and see what's happening. And what happens with the vision, I just got my braces tightened. You see how colorful? I'm ADHD. You see how I jump from there? But back to the visions. What exactly is happening is that there's a projection. When there's a projection from the Holy Spirit onto your mind, you're able to see a picture, okay? And so the visions can either be a flash or it could be like you're watching a movie. A vision can stay with you for days. I remember when the Lord was telling me that somebody I knew was having a baby girl. For that whole week, I would literally be driving and I would be seeing this woman with this baby girl, this woman with this baby girl for a whole week. Your eyes are not closed. You are living life, but the Holy Spirit is projecting something on your mind. We call it your mind's eye. And when I teach about this, I always talk about the occult. They focus on the third eye. They focus on lining their chakras. They focus on doing all these things so that they can see. When we see, the Holy Spirit initiates that sight. So the difference between how psychics and witches and those in the occult see things is that they have to initiate their ability to see. When we see things, now we can say, Holy Spirit, show me what you want to see, what you want me to see. And he will show us things, but we don't have to drink potions or cut ourselves or do all these things to be able to see. So that's the vision realm. Now, you could be in a trance. And when we talk about trances, we're not talking about Middle Eastern religion trances. They did those as well. In order for them to get to the point where they're having trances, they had to cut themselves. They had to do all these things. Peter talks about being in a trance when he saw the blanket filled with different animals and he heard the voice say, take and eat. When you're in a vision, what happens is, a trance is you are part of the vision. Like you literally feel like you're part of the vision. A lot of times your spirit feels like it's walking along with that. Paul said, I didn't know if I was in the body or out of the body. We don't know if Paul was in a trance or if he was having a vision. Out of the body experiences where you're walking through the pictures of what you're seeing while you're awake is what we classify as a trance. And some people, the Lord will do that. Now, if you smoke weed or do drugs and you see yourself doing that, don't say it's the Holy Spirit, okay? Because hallucinogens will cause you to feel like you're part of something because your brain is whacked out. Okay, so that's just a little bit of an aside. Also, certain medications can cause you to do that. Certain medications will cause you, and when I teach my dream class, people have been asking when we'll teach that again. The dream interpretation class is always in the spring because we have so many courses. But you could have dreams and you could have visions that are based there, that are connected to medication that you have taken, and now they're causing some diabetic medications, some medications that deal with like sugars going up and high. That's the diabetic You could have some painkillers that can cause you to have vivid dreams and cause you to have vivid visions, which are hallucinations that are not necessarily, anxiety medicine, any of those stuff that are not necessarily the Lord. So one of the things that you want to check, but usually your body's going to be feeling weird when you're having it, but you want to make sure that, hey, I'm not on any medication. When I'm having these dreams, when I'm having these encounters, I'm usually not on any medication. So the most important thing is that they're initiated by the Holy Spirit. Visions, you're up and you're watching it happen in front of you. Trances, you're up, your spirit is either part of it or you're watching it in front of you. Dreams, you have different types, what we call night visions. In night visions, you could have a night visions right when you're about to fall asleep. And this is all part of the prophetic. And this is about prophets. One thing about prophets, not all prophets dream, not all prophets hear, not all prophets see. But one thing that you will see between the gift of prophecy and the office of a prophet is that they will be a different level of intensity. So the information that God is communicating to you is it's at a different level than he would communicate to someone who simply has a gift. Okay. And I'll give some examples of that. So night visions are when you're right about to fall asleep and in that little cusp of where you're about to go into deep realm and when you're just about to wake up. That's when your spirit is calming down, your thoughts are coming down, and the Holy Spirit can intrude in there and begin to speak to you about certain things. And you can also, the enemy can also intrude in there. Sometimes you may see shadows running right in front of your face before you fall asleep. It is important that you ask the Holy Spirit for, if you dream a lot, if you see a lot at night, ask the Holy Spirit to give you godly dreams. Ask the Holy Spirit to surround your house, to release peace. When you wake up, right before you wake up, in that early stage as well, those are also called night visions. You could have intrusions of the Holy Spirit. Now, one thing that's important that we teach in our dream classes is that your spirit does not sleep. Our spirit is alive, and the Spirit of God is alive. And why dreaming is really important. Guys, I hope you're not asking me any questions. I'm not going to answer any questions until I finish. So the reason why dreams are really important is because your body, your mind, and your thinking is asleep. That's gone. Like you're in a subconscious state. However, the Holy Spirit is still alive in you if you have the Holy Spirit. And the Spirit of God can now speak to your spirit and give you clarity concerning that. Now, dreams have three sources. I'm not going to teach on dreams. I've done lots of teaching on this. You can go to my YouTube and subscribe and watch those. But when the Lord is speaking to you, he uses that time to speak to you in that moment. So you will have some people that dream. You will have some people that have visions. You will have some people that have trances. Though that's part of the seeing realm. And you could have all those and not be a seer. You're qualified as a seer when the office of a prophet is confirmed on your life. When it is clear that you are a prophet, there's consistency in your gift. You're a prophet. There is you've gone through the process. There's one of the things that we're going to teach on at our School of the Prophets in August is the process of a prophet. There are specific things that people that are called into the prophetic office go through. Like it's textbook. You know, you see it over and over and over. I've been training prophetic people for over 10 years. I can meet somebody, talk to them, and it be very clear. Now, you can have the symptoms, the textbook criteria. You could have the prophetic words and still never mature into being a prophet or even mature into your fullness of your prophetic gift. That's where the training, that's where the understanding of